Today, I'm joined by an artist who has already traveled the world performing at events such as South by Southwest and the Woodford Folk Festival. She's also lived all around Australia, beginning in far north Queensland and then moving around a bit. So, undoubtedly, a fantastic story to share with us today. Welcome to Pario magazine, Yazmindi.
Thank you, Jamie. So good to be here.
How's life at the moment? You were mentioning pretty busy.
Very busy. Yeah, it's been a really big week since releasing my song, and I've got my event management diploma also due tomorrow. So I've just been doing all my exams and assignments, and also lots of launch shows for the song. So very busy, but fantastic. Everything's going great.
How's the reception been to the song so far?
It's been really positive. Hey, like lots of people are messaging me. I've had so many positive messages and people are loving it, especially the chorus line. People, yeah, they're laughing about it and can really relate to the song. So it's been great so far.
Yeah, that's what you want.
Yeah,
So yeah, like I mentioned, we're here today to chat about the new single Avocado Latte. Before we do that though, are you able to sort of tell our audience a little bit about yourself and the creative journey so far?
totally. So I'll try to do the short version. So I started off with poetry when I was really young, and I grew up in a musical family as well, up in far north Queensland. Both my parents were musicians and performers at festivals, so I just got brought up in this musical world and started performing when I was 13, and performing at festivals around Australia when I was 13, and doing gigs around the local areas. And I joined the Australian Institute of Country Music in Gympie as well, and that led me to heaps of other opportunities. And yeah, basically just moved around a lot, going wherever my music will take me, going overseas, just really chasing my dream. Yeah.
When did you sort of first discover that you had that passion for music as well?
It was definitely, I think, when I was about 15 or 16, I was getting heaps of gigs at the local festivals like the Gympie Muster, because I was living in Gympie at the time, and Tamworth Country Music Festivals, and getting other great opportunities. And I got scouted to go over and play at South by Southwest when I was 16. And like my experience over there, I was like, yes, I want to do this for the rest of my life. So
Yeah,
yeah, from a young
that's
age, I just knew it.
South by Southwest is probably the ultimate uh, highlight of how to get into music and what the potential for music is.
Yes, it's amazing. And live music capital of the world over in Austin. It's just like, yeah, a dream over there and very inspirational.
And you mentioned your parents were sort of pretty musical as well. Were they your biggest influence, or were there other influences as well?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely my mum is a songwriter and she's really great at songwriting. And we actually have written quite a few songs together. And she's recorded vocals on my one of my first EPs, released in 2014. So she's more the songwriter and she's really good at, yeah, rhythm and guitar and stuff, and taught me how to harmonize. And then my dad's like this crazy front man for like a punk band. So I kind of get my confidence from him, I guess, on stage, seeing him jump around like a maniac. And living up north in Cooktown, there wasn't, like, we didn't have a TV or anything. So I just had my little Discman, remember the little
Yep.
CD Discmans that you could take
Yep.
around? So I had I had like Missy Higgins, Casey Chambers, Dido, and my So Fresh CDs in my little Discman that, yeah, I'd listen to on the bus every day from school. And yeah, I guess the local bands as well had a big influence. But yeah, a couple of things.
How have the influences now changed over the years?
I guess now I love looking and researching the background of the people I listen to now. So I love to read about a backstory as well. I still listen to all the old classics I used to listen to growing up, but now I'm going on all directions. No matter what genre, I want to just get engrossed in the music and find new music. But yeah, it's definitely changed in a way of different genres. Like, yeah, I can listen to anything now and get inspired. And with recording music now, I can take little, beats or sample sounds that I like from that and be like, oh, I want to put that into my music. So that kind of creates a diverse sound in my own songs, which, yeah, is really helpful.
Okay. And as we mentioned in the intro, you've sort of lived all around Australia, obviously beginning in Cooktown, then went down to Melbourne, Byron Bay. How
Yeah.
have all of those places influenced you as a person and you as a musician?
Ooh, a lot actually, because every town has different music, live music scene. Um, yeah, I've started kind of from north all the way to south. You know, when I finished school, I moved to Sydney as well for a year around Central Coast, and that was actually a pretty good music scene as well. But I guess there's been pros and cons. Like the pros is being a young new person in the town, people are like, oh, who's this chick, we want to get her around to all our and play at all our different venues. So pretty well received in that way, which is great. But then also it's a bit hard because I don't really have a stable following, because I haven't been in one place to create a bigger audience following as well. So it's been great though for my songwriting, because meeting so many different people and different environments is where I really write my best songs as well. So moving around is constant inspiration. I'm never really stuck in one spot. So it's been a big journey. But yeah, I think I've had 10 different addresses in 10 years.
Oh, wow. I hate moving, so I could not have done that.
Me
Well done
too.
to you.
Yeah, it was crazy. And like I went to 5 different schools and I was like, all right, I want to start settling down. I'm only 23, but I'm like, I'm done with moving.
And the song Avocado Latte sort of taps into that idea of sort of moving around and missing your hometown. Can you tell us a little bit more about that story behind the song?
Definitely. So I went overseas for 6 months to do my music and play at South by again when I was 18, 19, and just wanted to really, that just inspired me. I'm like, okay, when I get back home to Australia, I'm going to save money for 6 months, live back home in North Queensland and move to the city. And I finally moved down to Melbourne, and it was just so different, you know, down there. Like, you know, you smile in public or you want to ask them for directions and they think you're a crazy person, where in a rural town, you know, everyone walks past and says, oh, g'day or hello. So it's so normal. And I think, yeah, moving to the city, just so many funny little different things, and people would judge me a lot, you know, like, oh, where are you from? And I'd say, oh, Queensland. They think, oh, you must be a bogan or something. So really funny stereotypes, you know. And I thought, oh, hang on, you're in Melbourne. The stereotypes where you're from is hilarious, you know, like vegans, coffee, hipsters. So I guess it's about having a bit of fun, tongue in cheek play with the stereotypes while being super homesick, you know, missing far north Queensland, missing the rivers, missing the people, missing the easiness of just living in a small rural town off the grid. So yeah, and it's about the avocado latte trend as well that happened the same year when I moved to Melbourne. I was working at a cafe, and yeah, I guess that inspired me working at a cafe, and everyone was talking about, oh, the avocado latte, it's the new and bestest latte out there, and I just thought that was so funny.
Yeah, that sounds horrible to me. I don't know why anyone would want that.
I know.
Um,
Ah.
Now living in Byron, does that feel a little bit more like home than Melbourne did?
Yeah, in ways. Hey, I guess I've really smack banged it in the middle now. I've done far north, deep south, and now I'm in the middle. Yeah, there's definitely things from both places that I find yeah, really fitting where I am now in Byron. It's got enough of a music buzz similar to Melbourne, and also laid back like a smaller town like home as well. So yeah, I feel like I really fit in here. I really do miss Melbourne though, with its amazing you know, art scene. Like when I was down there, I was doing burlesque dancing. I was really getting involved with all the amazing art and creative stuff that was happening there. But I think, yeah, Byron, it's like the perfect balance for me. I can have both. I can have a great music scene and events, and also live in the bush. Like I live on a 20-acre property now, and it just reminds me of home, which is great.
Yeah, awesome. And yeah, like there's that big creative community in Byron as well. So there's always people to collaborate with, I guess.
Yeah, it's so good. Everyone lives here as well. It's like not everyone, but lots of creative people. So yeah, it's great.
And you're now in the process of working on the debut album. How's that coming along at the moment?
Look, It's like a huge thing. I didn't realize how big it was. It's like having a baby, a music baby. I already recorded it, so it's recorded up. It was recorded earlier this year up north in Atherton Tablelands with an amazing producer, Mark Myers, who's worked with some great artists. And yeah, that took me 4 years to save for that. And it's very expensive as well, promoting it and releasing singles. So I'm just basically in the midst of slowly releasing a couple of singles before releasing the proper album next year sometime. So I'm going to actually do a crowdfunding campaign as well to yeah, help me out a bit, which is exciting. So it's coming along slowly, but
Okay,
good.
so that
It sounds great.
the crowdfunding campaign hasn't begun yet.
Well, I've started it at my shows and busking. So I have a little chalkboard that says if you like to donate, have a little tip jar. So I've actually, yeah, I've been making quite a bit already, which is great. But I thought I won't make it live over the Christmas New Year period because I thought who's going to donate to a poor musician over Christmas and everyone wants to spend money, you know, on themselves and stuff. So I'll start that officially in February online. But yeah, I've already started out there on the streets.
Okay, perfect. The January issue comes out. The issue comes out in January, so that'll be perfectly timed,
Oh,
and
great.
we can post that there.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and like obviously you can only launch once, so you want to come out with that bang first. You don't want to come out over Christmas and just whimper along and disappear.
No, exactly. I want to come out strong, you know, and yeah. So I'm like, okay, I really, yeah, need the money these days. It's quite expensive thing, but you got to do it properly these days because everything's online, you know. So you got to, yeah, make sure it's getting out somehow.
Is Avocado Latte a good taste of what we can expect from the album?
Ooh, I think yes and no as well. There's a couple of new sounds that is different to Avocado Latte. Avocado Latte is definitely my original kind of roots folk sound. Um, but there are a couple of different kind of genres on the album as well that's a bit more upbeat and fun, bigger sounding. I've got some with like, you know, violins and cello as well. So the debut album I would say is a mix of, you know, mixed bag of a couple of different sounds. But yeah, it's a sweet little taste of what's to
Okay,
come.
sweet. And obviously, as we're sort of opening up now, can we expect to see you touring around in the near future?
Oh, I'd love to. I haven't actually toured officially yet before. I've booked two tours yeah, over the last 2 years that couldn't happen. And I was supposed to be on an Avocado Latte tour actually recently for 3 months. That's why I was going to do the Avocado Latte tour up in Queensland. But I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to release a song anyway. I'm not relying on tours anymore. But yes, I've already been booked for a couple of festivals next year. And I really want to get a band together as well and go on an album tour next year. So just kind of sussing out, you know, how it's going. I don't want to book anything too prematurely if it gets cancelled. But yes,
Yep. Yeah, I think a lot of sort of musicians and bands and things are now learning that you can't be wholeheartedly reliant on tours at the moment.
no, it's just a waste of time, all that admin work and letting people down, you know, oh, whatever.
So, where would be the best place for people to follow you, keep up to date with tour announcements and the creative journey moving forward?
Yeah. Oh God, I'd love people to join my journey. Definitely, if you have social media, Instagram, Facebook, and I've got my website as well up and running. So yeah, I'd say those three main places because I'm yeah super engaged in those platforms, and I'll start a mailing list soon as well, so people can stay up to date.
Are they all just at Yazmindi or as Yazmindi
Yeah,
Music?
Yasmin. Yeah, Yazmindi music.
Okay,
Yazmindi music. Yeah.
perfect. Easy. Alrighty, that's everything I'll need. Thank you so much for taking the time and good luck with everything. And hopefully, next year is much better for everybody.
I agree, Jamie. Yes, let's put it out there. Definitely. Thank you so much for interviewing me today.